Josh is going to start off by playing a shuffle. What I'm going to do is start off by having you hear just the close microphones. So that'll be the kick, the snare, the KM56, the underneath microphones, the cymbals, all the stuff that's up close. And then I will start to deconstruct it and let you hear the things individually. And then we'll go through some of the other microphones, the processing ones, some of the processing I'm doing, some of the processing I'm doing to the microphones. I'll let you hear them off and on so you can kind of get a feel of a few different things. Okay, so Josh, go ahead and just play a little bit of shuffle, please. All right, I'm going to deconstruct here. Just a D30. And then we'll hit the FET 47 on. And now I'm going to add the sub speaker. Turn it off. And now what I'll do is let me show you the sound of the 545. And I'm going to add the condenser mic only, KM64. And then the speaker actually that I'm using on the snare drum. So if I build the components, 545, add the 64, and then add the speaker. You can hear how it fills in that lower mid-range area, that 2, 3, 400 area, and actually adds a little bit of ambience to the snare, a little bit tail. So without it, it gets really tight sounding. And then with the speaker. So you want to use it to taste, just to kind of add some of that 200 lower mid-range area, 3, 400. Here's the 56s. And the 56s I mentioned to you, I was processing right with the SPL. Let me give you an AB on that SPL. Width, and as you can see, it's not a lot. It's just subtle, just to add a little bit of attack. Okay, and let me show you the hi-hat. Very clean, clear. I can really hear all the details in all the beat that he's doing. Overheads. All right, now let me add the mics again. So I'm adding them all together. We're getting now just the close mics. Now I want to show you front and the back. And I'm talking about the ones I'm calling the mono ones that are really tight, that are in the center, that I was compressing and EQing with the 769. Here's the back. And let me show you what happens when I take the 769 out. Pretty big difference. I'm dropping the level, but listen to the EQ curve at the compression. Front mic. And let me do an AB on that for you. You can also hear that silky top end that I was talking to you about earlier. Listen to it. So let's see what happens if we just play with these and the close mics on. That's just the back one. Notice how solid it got? Listen. So even though by itself it might not sound like it was that hard, but when you put it with the other elements, you can see how it gets really like punchy. Now let's do the front one. By the way, the back one, of course, the face has been flopped on it, right? It would only make sense being it's behind the kit. Now we'll add that birdcage microphone I was telling you about that's kind of processed. Let me show you the processing I'm using. That's the one I was telling you about that's got the boiler on it. Obviously not great sound, but a very distorted sound that you can add for attitude. And here's the American. A lot cleaner than the birdcage. I'm really picking up the front end of the kick and snare. Okay, so let's turn on everything. Let's see what those things do when I add them in. Josh, I want to show them what the spots are doing on the cymbals again. All right. Can you just go the ch-ch-ch so I can show that to them? So here's just the overheads by themselves. Now let me add the spots. Go ahead. As you can hear there, you get a lot of the character of the cymbals. Not only are you getting a lot of the character of the cymbals, but you're hearing all the overtones and all the ringing. Do it again for them. Really like it's really thick sounding. All right, go back to playing the beat, please. All right, now I'm gonna add the birdcage and American. Here's American first. Then back. Let's see what the birdcage is like. So if I use them both. With them off. So when I turn them off, it gets very natural sounding. Turn them on, it gets, much cooler kind of an attitude.